Okay, so what we're going to do in this video now is we're going to do an example that includes debtors allowances, debtors control, so your DJ, your DAJ, also what happens when a debtor pays back his account, and as well as if a debtor gives us a dishonored check. Okay, so it's quite a long example, and it's the same example that I used in the previous exercise, and then it's just adding one or two transactions which deal with paying back the account and the dishonored check. Okay, so it's the same thing. Hoyson Stores sells for cash and credit. On 1st of March 2001, the balances of the two debtors are as follows. So let's highlight again. So we've got M. Martino and then O. Crevitt. Okay, and then they give us our balances, our other balances. Okay, so let's move on to the transaction. So the first one is the same as the previous example. So the Firth sold merchandise on credit to O. Crevitt for 460 Rand as per invoice number BQ12. So this one we know from the last example goes to the debtor's journal because we're selling on credit and we're dealing with O. Crevitt. Okay, then the 6th, O. Crevitt settled the amount owing on the 1st of March 2001, less 2.5% discount. Okay, so like we said, if we offer discount to encourage the debtors to pay back on time, so before a certain time. So if we say if they pay in 30 days and they get less 2.5%. Okay, so this is what's happening here. So he's settling his amount. So what's happening here is that his account is decreasing because he owes us less money. So we're going to credit debtors control. Credit debtors control, yeah, and debit bank because our money is coming in. So he's paying for his account. Okay, so this, if it's coming into our bank account, it goes into the CRJ. Okay, and we'll work out the discount when we get to it. And this is for O. Crevitt. Then the 7th, O. Crevitt complained about the quality of goods supplied to him on the 5th. So this is the same as the last exercise. A credit note number C12 for 80 Rand was issued to him for the goods returned. So this goes to your DAJ. Okay. On the 12th, sent invoice number BQ13 to M. Martino for goods which he bought on credit. So this is also from the previous example. And this goes to your DJ because we're selling on credit. Then on the 15th, M. Martino complained that he was overcharged by 40 Rand on invoice. A credit note for the same amount was sent to him. So we know that that's in our DAJ. Then received a check for 200 Rand from O. Crevitt as part payment of his account. Okay, so he's paying back his account. So the same thing is happening. We're debiting bank because we're getting that money in. So our bank is increasing and we're crediting debtors control. So this goes into our CRJ because we're getting money in. Okay. 24th, supplied merchandise to M. Martino for 1,200 Rand. Cost price 900. A cash sales slip for the half amount was issued to him. So we know from the previous exercise this goes into the CRJ. And a credit note invoice for the remainder was issued. So this is our DJ. So it's the same as the previous exercise, except now we actually do have a CRJ to post this to. So now you guys can see how that's going to look like. So we said that this was half and this one was half. Okay. Then the 25th, the bank returned O. Crevitt's check, okay, which was received on the 20th marked RD insufficient funds. So this means that O. Crevitt on the 20th, he gave us a check for 200 Rand. Now the bank has dishonored the check, so because of insufficient funds, which means he doesn't have enough money in his bank account to pay. So therefore it was marked as an RD check, okay? And we said that to reverse what we put in the CRJ, we have to put this in the CPJ. Okay, if you guys aren't sure about this, please listen to the recordings with the slides so that you guys can have a better understanding. Then the 28th, issued invoice BQ15 to O'Crivet together with merchandise of 580 Rand. So we know that this is sold on credit, so this goes in my DJ. Then 29th, O'Crivet sent back goods which he had not ordered, okay, 120 Rand. So he's sending back goods, so we're giving him an allowance, so that's the DAJ. Then on the 30th, and it's usually at the end of the month that you'll see the debtors are paying back their accounts because they get a discount if they do it within 30 days. So M. Martino paid 800 towards his account. He was allowed a discount of 40 Rand. So this goes in our CRJ because we're getting money paid back to us. Then O'Credit settled the balance owing by him to date, less 5% discount. So this is the same thing in the CRJ. Now with this one, it doesn't tell us what the balance is owing to us, so we have to work that out before we can post it to the CRJ. So now that we've got our list of transactions and where the journals that we're going to use, now we can start posting. Okay, so I've got my CRJ, I've got my CPJ, and I've got my debtors journal and debtors allowance journal. Okay, so I'm going to swap between all four depending on what I need. Okay, so the first thing is for the DJ. So I go towards my DJ and it says invoice number. Let's do this. Okay, invoice number is BQ12. Okay, you guys should be okay with this by now because it's what we did in the last exercise. The debtor is O'Crivet. Okay, sales 460 Rand, cost of sales 345 Rand. Okay, let's see what's happening with our on the 6th. Okay, so on the 6th, O'Crivet settled the amount owing on the 1st of March. So let's see what amount he owes on the 1st of March. So this is the amount that he owes. So he owes us 200 Rand. Okay, less 2.5% discount. Now how you're going to do this is it's going to go into our CRJ. Okay, so here's our CRJ. It's going to go into our CRJ. First, let's put the document. So it says receipt E9. So our document is E9. Our day is the 6th. Our details is O'Crivet because that's the data that we're working with. Okay, analysis of receipt. This is the amount owing us, which we're not sure yet because we have to work that out. Because it says it's less 2.5% discount. So the amount owing to us, so he owes us 200 Rand. So I'm going to put it up here. So 200 Rand, and let's work out what 2.5% of that 200 Rand is so we can subtract it from the amount that he owes. So 200 times 2.5. So remember, it's not 2 times a half, it's 2.5%, which gives me 5. So he gets a 5 Rand discount. Okay, so we have to minus that from the amount he owes. So 200 minus 5 gives you 195. So that's the amount coming in. Okay, so when with analysis of receipts, this is the amount that's coming in. So 195, that's the amount coming into our bank account. Okay, then here, underneath your debtors control sections, you've got receipts and you've got discount allowed. So he paid us 195 Rand, and the discount that he was allowed is 5 Rand because we worked that out. Okay, these two together will add up to 200 Rand, and that's why they fall under debtors control, because we need to decrease his account still by the 200, because otherwise he still owes us that 5. So we have to take the discount into consideration so that he doesn't owe us that 5 Rand anymore. So you put under receipts how much he pays us, and under discount allowed you put the discount. Okay, let's move on. So on the 7th we're going to our DAJ. Our credit note number is C12. on the 7th. Ooh. Oh, credit. Okay, and our debtors allowances was 80 Rand. And over here, so I realized that I didn't put the cost price in, so it was cost price was 60 Rand. So cost of sales is 60. Okay, then the 12th I said is going to go into the DJ, so we're selling goods on credit, so it's BQ13. The 12th, M Martino, sales is 900 and cost price is 675. Okay, then the 15th we said is going to go into the DAJ, so we go towards my DAJ. Okay, credit note is C13 because they don't give it to us, so we automatically assume it's going in order. The day is the 15th and our debtor is M Martino, and he was overcharged by 40 Rand, so it's just going to go into the debtor's allowances, not in the cost of sales, because he's not returning any goods. Okay, I did explain that in the last video. Okay, then on the 20th we said it's going to go into our CRJ, so he's making a payment to his account, so I go towards my CRJ. Received a check for 200 Rand from Ocrevit as part payment of his account. Okay, so now with your document, it's going to be E10 because we're going in order. The day is 20. My details, it's Ocrevit that's paying us. Okay, how much is he giving me? So does it say he has a discount? So it just says received a check for 200. So he doesn't have a discount, so it's just going to be 200. It's going into our bank account. And our receipt is 200 and he has no discount. Okay. Then the 24th is that double payment where you pay some of it cash and some of it credit. So let's do the cash first. So in my CRJ, remember with your sales, if you're having cash sales, it's CRT, your document. So we can go CRT1, day 24, from M Martino, because we're selling it to him. Oh, wait, no. It's cash sales, so what is our details? It's sales. Okay, only when it's on credit do you say the debtor's name. Okay, our analysis of receipts, it will be 600, because remember he's only paying half. Okay, sales is 600, and cost of sales is half of 900, and that's 450. So we put 450. Okay, a normal cash sales transaction that you guys are used to. Okay, then we have to do the remainder in the DJ. Okay, so we go towards our DJ. This will be BQ14. It does tell us, but we can also assume it goes in order. 24th, M Martino. My sales is 600 and my cost of sales is 450. Okay. Okay, let's look at the next one. So the bank returned the check. So this was our RD check. So we said it was going to go in our cash payments journal. Okay. So your document, because it's coming, the bank is returning it. It's going to be a bank statement. So BS as the document. Okay. The 25th. Now my details, you put Ocrevit, because that is the debtor that issued the check, okay? And in brackets, you're going to put RD so that we know that it's an RD check, okay? So bank is, so it says bank returned the check that was received on the 20th. So we go to the 20th and see how much he wrote the check out for. So it was 200. So bank is 200, and then remember with debtors control, it's going to be 200 because we have to increase his account by 200 again. So it will affect bank and debtors control. Okay. Then 28th, we said is going to go into the DJ. So it issued invoice BQ15 to O'Krevit together with merchandise, so in DJ. So my invoice number is BQ15. The day is 28th. O'Krevit of 580 and cost of sales 435. Okay. Then 29th. O'Krevit sent back goods, so we put it in the DAJ, so it will be C14. Okay. On the 29th, O'Krevit of 120 Rand. Did he return goods? So he sent back the goods. So that was 90 Rand, like they said here. Okay. The 30th, we said in the CRJ because he's paying his account. So it will be, it's not CRT because it's not cash sales. So it's going back to the E. So E11, date is the 30th. Details M Martino, because that's who we're getting the money from. And then towards his account, is this the only, so we put it in analysis of receipt. So he's paying 800 towards his account, okay? And he was allowed a discount of 40. So which means that he owed us was supposed to pay us 840, but we allowed him a discount of 40 Rand. So he only pays 800 Rand towards his account. So we only put in what he paid. So 800. I'm not going to sign it off to my bank yet because there's another transaction here. So my debtors control will be 800 and the discount allowed is 40. Okay. Then O'Krevit settled his balance owing to him to date less 5% discount. Now we're not sure about the amount yet. Let's put it in for now and then we can fill in that amount when we work it out. So this is O'Krevit. Okay, we don't know the analysis of receipt, we don't know the bank, and we're not sure about this yet. So we'll put that in once we figure it out. So let's quickly figure this out, how much he owes us. So there's no better way to figure out what he owes us than to just do his ledger account. Okay, so let's skip to his ledger account. Okay, so we'll do O'Krevit because that's who we're looking for. We can do M Martino as well actually while we add it. Let's do both ledger accounts. Okay, so the date for M Martino, so remember with his debtors ledger, okay, we first have to put in what he owed us from the previous month. So we have to put in his balance. So it will be 2001 March, the first balance brought down. Okay, remember it increases on the debit, decreases on the credit. Okay, and his balance was 300 Rand. That was found in the instructions. Okay, so the first thing that M Martino did is he bought goods. So it was an invoice and this was on the 12th. So it was invoice number 13 BQ 13, okay, and it increased the amount he owes us by 900 Rand. So his balance now is 1,200. Okay, then the next thing is that he complained that we overcharged him, so we gave him an allowance of 40 Rand. So on the 15th, we issued a credit note number. And let's check what that credit note number was. So it was credit note number 13. So C13. Okay. And this decreased his account. So we're over here. It decreased his amount that he owes us because we overcharged him. So we gave him that money back. So he no longer owes us the 40 Rand. Okay. Which leaves us with 1,160. Okay. Then the next thing M Martino does is he bought for stock on cash and on credit. So half on cash, half on credit. Now remember, we don't put the cash part in the debtor's ledger because we only put what he bought on credit, because he already paid us the cash for the 600. So we only want to put in what he owes us. Okay, so on the 24th, it was invoice number BQ14. Okay, and this increased the amount he owes us by 600 Rand. Okay, so now he owes us 1,760. Okay, then the next thing he does is he pays 800 Rand towards his account, and he was allowed a discount of 40 Rand. Okay, so this is how you're going to do it. It's on the 30th. Okay, he paid towards his account, so remember it's a receipt. So we say receipt. Okay, and let's check what receipt it was. So receipt E11 was when he paid back. So receipt E11, okay, and this decreased the amount he owes us because he's paying that towards his account, so he doesn't owe us the 800 anymore. Okay, so 1,760 minus 800, so that's 960. Okay, but now we also have to minus the discount from his account, because otherwise we gave him a discount of 40 Rand. Okay, so we still have to take that off his account because he won't owe us that 40 Rand anymore because we gave it to him as a discount. So discount allowed. Okay, and that minuses his account by 40 Rand. So further minus 40, so that gives us 920. Okay, so we know that M. Martino owes us 920 Rand at the end of the month. So now let's do O credit. Okay, the first thing we have to put in his balance, so what he owes us from the previous month. So on the first, his balance brought down was 200. Okay, and that was found in the instructions. So the first thing he did was on the 5th, he bought on credit. So on the 5th, invoice BQ12, so invoice number, BQ12, and this increased the amount he owes us by 460 because that's how much he paid for the goods. Okay, next is on the 6th, he settled his account. So on the 6th, receipt, okay, and it gives us E9, so receipt E9. Okay, this decreases the amount he owes us because he's paying back the money. Okay, so we minused his account by how much? Let's look. So E9, we worked out that he paid back 195 and we gave him 5 Rand discount. So minus his account by 195, which, I didn't do this one. So 200 plus 460, so that's 660, minus 195 gives us 465. But now, like I said, we have to minus a discount that came with this payment as well. So discount allowed. So if minus 5 Rand further, so this gives us 460. Okay, so now the next thing that O credit does is he complained about goods and he returned it. So this would issue a credit note on the 7th. So credit note C12. Okay, this decreased his amount because he doesn't owe us for those goods anymore of 80 Rand. Okay, so 460 minus 80 gives us 380. Okay, then on the 20th, we received a check because he paid his account back. So this went into the CRJ, so we know it's a receipt. It's a receipt number, and let's check what receipt it was. So we know it happened on the 20th, so it was E10. So receipt E10, okay. This decreased the amount he owes us by 200, okay, and no discount was given to him. So this will just be 180. And we don't have to put the discount because there's no discount. Okay, let's move up. So the next time Credit does something is on the 25th. So on the 25th, okay, is when we got the RD check. So that actually doesn't influence. Oh, it does, sorry. Okay, so on the 25th, what you're going to write here in details, because now his check was bounced, so he now still owes us that 200 Rand that he would have paid back. So now we have to put it back into the amount that he owes us. So we write RD check, so we know what it is. Okay, and this is increasing his account by 200 Rand again, because he paid us 200 Rand, but now that payment didn't go through, so we have to reverse it. So this means that he's back to owing us 380. Okay, then on the 28th, Credit, he bought stock, so it was an invoice number BQ15. Okay, and he increased the amount he owed us by 580 Rand. Okay, so now we end up with 960. So we just increased his account by 580 because he bought more stock. Then he sent back goods. So on the 29th, credit note, and this, I'm just going to tell you what it was. It was C14. Okay, this decreased the amount he owes us because he sent back goods, so he doesn't owe us that money anymore. So 120 Rand. So 960 minus 120, so that gives us 840. Okay, then on the last day he paid back the balance owing to him less 5% discount. So now he owes us 840 Rand, which means he's going to pay back that 840 Rand, but we give him a 5% discount. So let's work out with 840 what is 12%. So 840 times 12, not 12, sorry, 5, because we only gave him 5% discount. So 840 times 5%, so that gives me 42. So I know I need to deduct 42 Rand from the 840 because that's going to be his discount. So 840 minus 42 gives me 798. So he pays us 798. And this decreases his account, which ends up with 42 Rand. And then, like we said, sorry, let's put this in. So on the 30th, it's receipt. This would have been E12. Okay. And then, like we said, with discounts, we have to take that discount off his account because we gave it to him. So discount allowed, we said it was 42 Rand. So this makes his account 0. So do you see why we're minusing this discount? Because if we didn't minus the discount from his account, he would still owe us 42 Rand. But we told him that we'd give him that 5% discount. So we had to minus the discount, which makes the balance 0. Okay? So now we know for this entry for the cash receipts that he paid back 798. So he paid back 798. So we get 700. Oh, there were two transactions. So it's 800 plus 798. So this would have been 1,598. Okay, I don't know why this one wasn't put in. Oh, yes, okay. Then receipts was 798 and the discount allowed was 42. Okay. Now let's total all of these journals. Okay, so we can get the columns. So analysis of receipt doesn't get totaled. Sorry guys, I don't have a ruler. Okay, so bank, let's total this up. So 195 plus 200 plus 600, 98, which gives me 2,593. My sales column is 600. My cost of sales is 450. Okay, my receipts is 195 plus 200 plus 800 plus 798. So this gives me 1,993. Okay, and then my discount allowed is 5 plus 40 plus 42, which gives me 87. Okay, then the cash payments journal is pretty easy. There was only one payment that was made, and that is 200 for bank and 200 for debtors control. Okay, let's do my debtors journal. So this is 460 plus 900 plus 600 plus 580, so 2,540. My cost of sales 345 plus 675, 450. So that is 1,905. My debtors allowances 80 plus 40 plus 120. So that gives me 240. Okay, my cost of sales is 60 plus 90. So that is 150. Okay, so I've totaled all my journals now. So now I can start posting to the general ledger. Okay. So the first account in my general ledger is my trading stock. Okay, this is exactly the same as the previous example. Okay, so you're going to take from your trading stock from your cash receipts, so what you sold for cash, which is only one of them. Okay, then payments, we didn't do anything with trading stock. If you go to your debtors journal, you're going to take your trading stock with your cost of sales. Then your debtors allowances is your trading stock that was returned. So this is exactly the same as the previous exercise. So I'm not going to do it again, just because of time wise. I don't want to waste your guys' time. Okay, so trading stock is exactly the same as your previous exercise. Okay, so now we're going to go with debtors control, because now we've got debtors paying us back and discounts that are allowed. So this will be different. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is put in your balance. So if we look at our balance, we've got, it's increasing our debtors control because it's an asset. So 2001 March the 1st balance brought down, and if we look, we can see debtors control is 500. So 500, and this was brought down from the previous month. So that's what our debtors owed us from the previous month. Okay, so now we go in, I like to go journal by journal and then put it into your debtors control. Okay, so with CRJ, okay, our debtors are paying us back. So what is happening to our debtors control? It is decreasing because those our debtors no longer owe us that money anymore, so it needs to decrease. Okay, so 2001 March, on the 31st, because it has its own column, your contra account is going to be bank. Okay, because what happens if a debtor pays us back? It's going to increase our bank account, so debit bank, and it's going to decrease our debtors control, so credit debtors control. Okay, so our contra account with debtors control is bank when they pay us back. So it's 1,993, and I got this for my CRJ. Now I also need to deduct the discount allowed from my debtors control. So on the 31st, my contra account with discount allowed, this comes from my CRJ, and this was 87 Rand. Okay, so these two go together. So you post your how much they paid back, and you post how much discount we gave them, because we have to minus this amount from the amount that they owe us because we gave it to them. Okay, now with my cash payments journal, remember it's an RD check, so they paid us a 200 Rand to pay back their account, and it bounced, so we have to add that back to their account, so we have to add it to debtors control. So this happened on the 25th. My contra account, you're going to say bank because it's in my CPJ. Okay, next to bank you're going to put RD so that we know it's the RD checks. Okay, then this comes from my CPJ, and this is only 200. Okay, actually we make this on the 31st because it's got its own column. Okay, then let's look at my other two journals. So my debtors journal is we are selling trading stock on credit. Okay, so if we receive an income from our debtors journal, then it's going to increase how much they owe us because they keep buying. Okay, so on the 31st, your details will be sales, okay, because it's your credit sales, DJ, and the amount was 2,540. Okay, this is the same as the previous example. Then on with your debtors allowances journal, because we're allowing them, giving them allowances, so it's decreasing their accounts, so it's going to decrease our debtors control, so it's going to decrease the amount of what is owed to us. So on the 31st, my contra account is debtors allowances. Okay, this is from the DAJ, and this will be 240. And then you're going to balance this because it's in the balance sheet section, which I'm not going to do to save time. Okay, then let's see what other journals we have to post to. Oh, here we go. Okay, so sales, let's see from each journal what we have to post to sales. Okay, so for the first part, you need to determine what total is being brought down for sales. Okay, so we've got a total of 15,200 that's being brought down from last month, so we have to put that in. So because our sales is an income, it's going to decrease on the debit and increase on the credit. Okay, so 2001 March, the first total, because it's in the nominal account section, brought forward, and that was 15,200. Okay, now I go through each of my journals and I see where sales is affected. So the first place that sales is affected is my cash receipts journal. So these are my sales that are my cash sales, so my merchandise that are sold for cash. And I see that the column is totaled to 600. So let's put that into our general journal, our general ledger. So because it's got a column, it's going to be the 31st. What's my contra account? Because it's in the CRJ, it's going to be bank. This comes from my CRJ, and this is 600. So this is a normal general ledger entry that you guys are used to with cash sales. Okay, then the next thing that involves sales is not my cash payments. So you can make sure and see in your cash payments journal, is there a sales column? No, there's not. There's nothing to do with sales in the CPJ. There usually won't be. Okay, then your debtors journal, this sales, obviously these are the sales that are made on credit. Okay, so we put that in. So on the 31st, because it's got its own column, my contra account, so remember you're going to debit, debtors control, and credit sales. So my contra account is debtors control. And you should be able to see that if you go to your debtors control T account, then you should see a sales entry on the debit side because this is on the credit side. So there's where your double entry rule comes in. So that's from my DJ, and my amount is 2,540. Okay. Okay, then I just make sure, is there anywhere else that sales is affected? No. So I can total that account. And that is 18,340. Okay. Then my cost of sales is an expense. So it increases on the debit, decreases on the credit. First things first, let me check if I've got a total brought down. So I do of 11,400. So I put that in. So 2001, March, the first total brought forward, and that was 11,400. Okay. Now, with this one, I'm actually not going to do as well because it's going to be the exact same as the previous example as well. So there's nothing different to the cost of sales than we've already done before. So I'm rather going to move on to the new T account, so such as your discount allowed. Okay, so debtors allowances stays the same as well from the previous example. Cost of sales stays the same from the previous example. So I'm going to go to discount allowed. Okay, so let me first check with my total brought forward from discount allowed. I do have one, so it's 80 Rand. So 2,000, because it's an expense, it's going to increase and decrease on the credit. So we're going to put on this side. So 2001 March. Okay, the first total brought forward of 80 Rand. Okay, now I check where else do I have discount allowed. The only place I have discount allowed is in my CRJ, because when they pay back, then I allow them discount. Okay, so it's going to be in your CRJ and your CPJ. We're going to get to when we start paying our creditors and they owe us, they allow us discount. So for now, we've just got discount allowed in the debtors control, and that's a total of 87. Okay, so my contra account is on the 31st. It's debtors control. That's found in my CRJ, and that was 87 Rand, and I total that to give me 167 Rand. Okay, so that's my general ledger done. So please let me know if there's any T accounts that you guys don't understand or any entries that you don't understand. Then we've done our debtors ledger, so we can just do our debtors list now. So M Martino, how much does M Martino owe us? He owes us 920. Then we've got O Crevit. How much does O Crevit owe us? 0, because he paid it off. Okay, so all we have owing to us is 920.